Seeker. Want to talk about the murder of a young woman reportedly just engaged. She was jogging in the Washington D.C. neighborhood Logan Circle the night of September 19th, and she was reportedly killed at random. And her mother's already spoken out and said she forgives the killer. She believes the killer was under some sort of demonic possession. I want to show you what stands out about this story to me, especially in light of the way the mainstream media is reporting it. Notice here the emphasis on the phrase happiest moment from ABC News. Again, news media has a secret that most people are completely unaware of. The secret comes from Kabbalah. Kabbalah has this core belief that God created the world by merging the letter with the number. And anytime the media emphasizes a word or set of words in a headline, there's Gematria behind it. Gematria is the practice of coding numbers into words. There's actually a song out there called Gematria, the Killing Name. There's another song out there called Murder by Numbers by the band The Police. It's about killing peoples as simple as ABC 1, 2, 3. So I want to show you what's in this phrase, happiest moment, what it has to do with the date she died, what it has to do with her name, and more. So she died September 19th, 2018. 9 plus 19 plus 20 plus 18 equals 66. And that phrase, happiest moment, has gematria of 66. If you're new here, there's 4 base ciphers. The 2 most important of the 4 base ciphers are right here on the screen. The most simple one's the alphabetic order. A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, D is 4, up to Z is 26. The next most simple one is this dark blue cipher. The difference from the green cipher is you use the rules of numerology. So A is still 1, B is still 2, C is still 3, D is still 4. But when you get to J, the 10th letter, J is not worth 10 anymore. It's worth the numerology of 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. You make all letters that have a number value bigger than a single digit, you compress it to a single digit. So when you get to Z, the 26th letter, it's not 26, it's 2 plus 6 is 8. So happiest moment sums to 66, just like happy does with the alphabetic order, 66. This is the murder of a woman, 66. She was recently just engaged, right? Tell you something that I recently learned. Ben Bridge, national diamond store, sell a lot of engagement rings. The industry standard for a top cut diamond is 58 cuts, but Ben Bridge does something that's exclusive. They have a diamond made for that special woman that has 66 cuts. And Ben Bridge in Gematria also sums to 66. Just a little side note there. If you ever go into a Ben Bridge, you might blow away the diamond retailer who shows that to you. I did that here in a shop in Seattle. They did not know what to say. They thought that was so interesting. Also, on the subject of 66, the name of this woman is Wendy Martinez. She has those WM initials, letters that are reflections of each other. But Wendy Martinez, 66. Her name sums to 66 when you turn the alphabetic order around, making Z1, counting up to A is 26, and using the rules of numerology. Those are your 4 ciphers. The alphabetic order in reverse, and then both orders using the rules of numerology. Very simple. A second grader can do this. You learn these 4 ciphers, you see through everything that comes through the news media, that is. So Wendy Martinez, 66, dead on a date with 66 numerology, emphasized in the headline. Again, that song Murder by Numbers. Talk more about that as we go on. That movie Murder by Numbers, that TV show Murder by Numbers. Notice she died September 19th. That's also the day leaving 103 days left in the year. 103 is the 27th prime number. The word ritual with the alphabetic order and rules of numerology equals 27. If you've read my book, Letters and Numbers, the longest chapter, Murder by Numbers, we talk about the 27 Club and how many people have died in connection to the numbers 27 and 103. 103, the 27th prime, ritual 27. Also, another familiar number we talk about often in these suspicious deaths, number I cover extensively in my Murder by Numbers chapter, September 19th, 18. It was also a date with 46 numerology. There's multiple paths for a date numerology. One is adding the day plus the month plus the latter part of the year. So 19 plus 9 plus 18. You leave off the 20. The date numerology was also 46. Sacrifice equals 46. My next video is going to be how James Brown's daughter died on this day, and her name also sums to 66. This next video after this one. It was a ripe day for sacrifice. Now, here's what else is interesting. The day she died was the day of Yom Kippur, and we always see all these tragedies around Yom Kippur. 2 days before Yom Kippur began, I put out a video to say, watch for the dates of Yom Kippur. We're probably going to see plenty of tragedies in the news, shootings, etc. Like clockwork, this happens every year. So anyway, Yom Kippur is about atonement for your sins, righting the wrongs. And I just wonder, if somebody might have seen this woman as their enemy. Had she done something wrong in the Kabbalah capital of the world, Washington, D.C.? We'll get to that point. Again, Kabbalah is where this code of letters and numbers comes from. But I just want you to see that Logan Circle and Yom Kippur share the Gematria 99. Yom Kippur and Logan Circle also share the Gematria 54. Hey, while we're on the subject of 54, circle September 27th, 2018. It's coming up, just days away. It's a date with 54 numerology. Jesuit order also sums to 54. They're large and in charge in Washington, D.C. as well. The Jesuits, the Jesuits. Washington, D.C. is between Virginia and Maryland, like the Virgin Mary. It used to be the Catholic colony. Anyway, September 27th, the Jesuit order's birthday. This year it's going to be a date with 54 numerology, 9 plus 27 plus 18. Jesuit order equals 54 in this same cipher. So a little side point there, but just to prepare yourself, just wait until you see the headlines on the Jesuit order's birthday this year. It's not going to be nice. Anyway, dead on Yom Kippur, clear Gematria connection here. Gematria is a Jewish practice. Kabbalah's Jewish mysticism. In the Talmud, it says it's okay for Jews to murder Goyim. It's okay to lie to Goyim. It's okay to steal from Goyim. It's okay to rape Goyim. And there's nothing anti-Semitic about stating these facts. It also says that if a Goyim finds out the secrets of the Talmud, they're to be put to death. So I don't know if this woman found out the secrets. I don't know what she did, but she might have had some enemies. Again, September 19th, Yom Kippur, it's about atonement for your sins. She died on the 19th. Atone equals 19. Her first name was Wendy. Wendy also 19. Atonement has the Gematria 46. And I don't think in the definition of atonement is murder, but to the psychopaths who think they can do whatever they want, perhaps this is their interpretation. Also, if you read the story, the woman was, the killer was 23 years old. The woman, the jogger, was 35 years old. Martinez, 35. What's interesting is she was jogging, right? It's the story. She was jogging and murdered at random. Jogger, 35. Atonement, also 35. We're just using the base ciphers here, these 4 ciphers that we learned. What are the odds? The story is just very numerological. And there's only a certain group of people that are counting this way. Other people that use this code are Freemasonry. Scottish Rites headquarters is in Washington, D.C. Did she do something to piss off the Masons? I don't know. So anyhow, the killer's 23 years old, right? 83 is the 23rd prime. And we see a lot of these 23-year-old killers in these suspicious stories. Murder equals 83. The song Murder by Numbers came out in 83. The movie poster for Murder by Numbers, they changed the E to a 3. They changed the B to 8s. 3 and 8, no other letters changed. Murder, 8338. Murder by Numbers. Killing people is as simple as A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. So things that jump out about the killer's name. Anthony Markel Crawford. What jumps out in a big way is the 113. Scottish equals 113. Again, the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry, which is the most Jewish branch of Freemasonry, is in Washington, D.C. 337 is the 68th prime. 68 is another number connected to death and killing. It's why on June 8th there were so many celebrity deaths reported this past June 8th, 2018. Anthony Bourdain was the biggest name, supposedly committed suicide. I guarantee you he didn't. Murder by Numbers. Caskets go 6 feet deep or 8 feet long. Anthony Crawford, also 77. DC's on the 77th meridian. Judaism equals 77. Zionist 77. Anthony, 97. Death, 97. 34. Murder, 34. Markel, 99, like Yom Kippur, like Logan Circle. Crawford, 43, like killing. 47, also like killing. D.C., the land of 47. In case you're new here, everything's 47 in D.C. D.C. equals 47, government 47, authority 47, Republican 47, Democrat 47, White House 47, President 47, Trump 47. Yeah. You learn this code, you see things. Trump in the 47-story Midtown Hilton Hotel the night of the rig selection. So, her name, Wendy Martinez. As soon as I saw this, it reminded me of something. We talked about the 66, right? Dead on the date with 66 numerology, but this 177, 174, and 69, it reminded me of a video I just recently did. New World Order, 177, 174, 69. And there's this headline from the New York Times, propaganda publication, like all mainstream media is. New York Times loves to use the Kabbalah code, the Gematria. But here's October 6, 1940. Consider that up to this point in history, the New York Times had published over 50 articles on 6 million Jews dying in the world. They'd used the term Holocaust multiple times. The Holocaust wasn't to start until 2 years later. By the way, Holocaust equals 42. World War equals 42. Zionism 42. All part of an agenda to establish Israel. The Holocaust supposedly began in 42. Something there's no evidence of. Anyway, New World Order pledged to Jews. If you missed my video on this, Arthur Greenwood, who did this, got it by the numbers. He didn't get to live much longer. But this is what happens when you work for these tyrants, these Talmud thumpers. New World Order pledged to Jews. That was a date with 75 numerology, by the way. New World Order, 75, and the most important of the 4 base ciphers. Whoops, I didn't mean to click on the article. But there it is from the New York Times, in case you were doubting it. New York Times keeps it up on their page so proudly. We know who runs them. But anyway, New World Order, run by the Jews. You can't talk about them. Hey, let's not forget that these people aren't even the Jews anyway. In the Bible, the Jews are black, hair of wool, burnt brass skin. Who are these people we call Jewish? Oh, they're the ones from Revelation, the 66th book of the Bible, that says they are the synagogue of Satan, the false ones. So next time somebody says you're anti-Semitic for speaking facts, say, you don't even know what anti-Semitism is. These people aren't even Semitic. These people are some Ashkenazis. But what are the odds that New World Order's in her name? Part of me is even questioning if this story is just some made-up crap, just to put fear in people's, minds and hearts. If you read the stories, all the mainstream publications say the whole neighborhood's in fear. These types of things don't happen there. So I don't know. I don't know if this woman just had the perfect numbers and they targeted her, or if the whole story is just made up propaganda, because they do that too. Based on the mother coming out and forgiving the killer within 10 minutes, I'm a little suspicious. It is good to forgive, but most people don't forgive that quickly. You just have your young daughter murdered, you're already in the news. I forgive them. I don't know. Something's wrong with that to me, if you ask me. By the way, Wendy also has Gematria 71 like Talmud. She's got a lot of numbers there if you follow my work. Martinez 106 and 110 like prophecy, like how this story was on October 6, 10/6. New World Order pledged to Jews. Woman dead on the most important Jewish holy day of the year, Yom Kippur, by all the numbers. Please go back and watch my video on that New York Times article. I put it out last week. Please pick up my book. Learn a whole lot more about all this. It's all in there. So the woman was stabbed to death. Let's get to that piece. She was stabbed to death. Jewish 74, stabbing 74, killing 74, Gematria 74, that song Gematria, the killing name. English 74, Masonic 74, occult 74. I don't know how I forgot to put it up there, but holiday using the alphabetic order 74. Independence Day with the alphabetic order and rules of numerology is also 74. And again, this happened on the most important Jewish holy day, holiday. Same cipher, holiday 74. It's supposed to be there. I should also note that the Ides of March, March 15th, to remember the stabbing of Caesar, March 15th is the 74th day of the year. Caesar 47, the big number in DC where everything's 47, reflections of each other. And again, DC's on the 38th parallel north, the 77th meridian. Jew equals 38, Kabbalah equals 38 in English and in Hebrew. 38, the Jewish mysticism, Kabbalah, doing things by the numbers. And just so you understand, Kabbalah is not evil. There's two halves to Kabbalah. One's about understanding the world and spiritual ascension. The other is demonic and about hurting people. So it's not hard to see which side the psychopaths are using. And I always want to make that point clear. Don't demean people who practice Kabbalah, because a lot of people practice it for a righteous purpose. So 38th parallel, 77th meridian. We're going to talk about how both these numbers matter. Again, the killer's name has 77 Gematria. Death 38, killing 38, murder 38, that murder by numbers song, that murder by numbers poster. With regards to the 77th meridian, Judaism 77, Zionist 77. In case you're new here, one more teaching moment. I learned about this code because of September 11th. I knew that day was a big lie. I knew it was numerological. And one of the key things that stood out was Flight 77, which hit the Pentagon, which is 77 feet tall and on the 77th meridian. And if you look up when Flight 77 took off and when it crashed, it took off at 8:20, it crashed at 9:37. That's 77 minutes later. That's what's reported in the 9/11 Commission report. I mean, just think about it. Flight 77 crashes 77 minutes after taking off, hits the 77-foot tall Pentagon on the 77th meridian. And then to add to the coincidences, some people think everything is a coincidence. Pentagon construction began September 11th, 1941. September 11th? You know, the area where the plane hit, they'd just been remodeling for years. Looked like they were doing something else to me. And then for the ultimate kicker, when you write out September 11th in Gematria, it sums to 77. When you write out World Trade Center, it sums to 77. When you write out Tisha B'Av in Jewish Gematria, it sums to 9/11, 9/11. Tisha B'Av to remember the destruction of the two temples. New World Order pledged to Jews. George Herbert Walker Bush giving a speech about the New World Order, September 11th, 1990. Can you put the pieces of the puzzle together? Every president goes before AIPAC, the Israeli lobby, as soon as they take the White House. Donald Trump in Jerusalem for Jerusalem Day, and all these people following that letter Q think this guy's the antidote to the New World Order. Talk about the clueless, you know. Who do you think Q Anonymous is? I'll tell you who they are. I already see my video on it. It's these same people leading the sheep astray. Donald Trump talking to sheep in his Serta mattress commercial. 2009, saying, looking good, number 9, looking good, number 9. What happens when you add 1 through 9 together? It equals 45. Commercial came out in 2009. He's wearing the same suit and tie when he became the president-elect for the 45th president. Talking to sheep. And if you're out there and you're feeling a little bit sheepish, I got the antidote too. Letters and numbers. Learn the code. 773 pages. $5. And when you buy it, you can feel like you're getting a 5,000% discount, because the book should probably be, I don't know, $5,000? I'm just thinking about what they charge you for a college education. I guess the book should be about $500,000, because it's better than any master's program out there. It's better than any doctorate program. You know? Nothing will give you more eyes to see in this world. So, this was my mission from the day September 11th happened. Put an end to the madness that I knew was going on. You know, that crackhead George W. Bush, son of the last Republican president, elected in the state where his brother was the governor. You know, then 9/11 happened. I was just like, okay, what the F is going on? Put an end to this right now. Well, wasn't able to do it right now, but we're working on it. You know what I mean? Hey, learn Gematria. Herbert Walker Bush was the 43rd vice president. George W. Bush was the 43rd president. They both went to Yale, Skull and Bones. Yale equals 43. New Haven CT 43, where Yale is. Jeb Bush was the 43rd governor of Florida. Florida equals 43. it came down to Florida for the 43rd presidency. I'll tell you one more time. Who runs all this? The Kabbalists, who are they? The Zionists? Who pledged the world to them? That's the other question. We know that. We know who did. It's all in my book. Catholic Church is the heart of it. But who runs the Catholic Church, you see? The Jesuits? All right, truth seeker. Until next time.